Welcome to the Alsco Uniforms It Pays to Keep Clean podcast. Join us as we spend time with regional managers and national sales managers to discuss their team's growth journeys. In this podcast, we'll talk about sales and service collaboration, celebrate customer retention wins, and highlight stories of service excellence. I'm your host, Dana Craig. Let's get started. Good morning, Pelham Chastang. How are you doing?
I'm doing quite well. Thank you.
Well, thanks for joining us today. We're going to talk a few minutes about your Alsco journey yourself, as well as what you're doing with your teams there in Region 7 now, right? I think you probably changed region numbers every year that you've been with Alsco, maybe.
And when we changed the name of it, it's not Region 7, it's the Texas region.
Yeah, sorry about that. So how long have you been with Alsco at this point?
I came on in 2017.
17, okay. So we're
7 years. Right at 7 years.
Okay, great. And so the growth journey that we're on now, I know that kind of is probably more evocative of the environment that you came from. So that messaging and that drive is not particularly new, but how are you embedding that into your region, and how does it look kind of post, in 2024 versus prior to that?
Yeah, I did come from a organization that was, had growth focus and was fortunate to it's kind of old school to me a little bit. A little bit of a different culture though that's ingrained in the region when we got there. I've had some people come on board that are more aligned than with what I'm used to. So I think we've done pretty good of getting that. And even some of the leaders that were not or not ready to take it on or in the past, I really think they've stepped up. I really think our region has done a really nice job of understanding it and gross our water, and I think they've really taken a hold to it.
Well, and I think knowing that they're going to have that support from you too. Like, I don't imagine that you're a mixed message kind of a guy.
No, it's pretty direct. I mean, and I don't mean that like pound the table, but it's consistent. How about that? The messaging is consistent, and we have built a region that is very competitive, and that helps us a lot too. Nobody wants to be last on the board.
Competitive within yourself. So you've got that real esprit de corps and team spirit
within the region.
Going.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. Very good. Not too cutthroat, I hope, though. I hope you're helpful with one another.
Yes, that's right.
Okay, good. So what changes have you seen in terms of sales and service or operations collaboration? So since we've been doing the growth meetings, kind of combining those teams together, have you seen some good?
Yeah, I mean, it's been that was a great tool. That was a great vision cast from the top down, because we were kind of siloed still.
Yeah.
And this has brought everybody together. And now I know that our GMs are going out with our sales teams. They want to know what they're selling. I mean, it's a whole different conversation going on. Do we still have opportunity? Absolutely.
Oh, sure.
Yeah, absolutely.
There always will be. Yeah.
But I think every location is really driving that, and it's more of a collaborative, collaborative from all groups, even production. Our production team members, everybody is, our production leaders, they're involved in these meetings, and they get it. So it's been very good to see.
Any particular wins, either in the customer retention, customer service area that you're really excited about, or any new sales that have come on board that you're excited about?
Well, we've got some good stuff going. I'll tell you, let's talk about the wins on the renewal side of it, because when we talk about growth, everybody tends to just think about new accounts.
Right.
And I will tell you that retaining is the key in the growth. You'll go broke growing just new sales.
Absolutely.
If it's going out the back door. So on the retention side, we've been doing this for quite some time now in the region. We have a contest every quarter, and our team members are driving renewals like crazy. And the winner unfortunately has a dinner with me. And so I don't know if that's a deterrent or
motivational, but you guys do it the way you need
deterrent.
Yeah.
Everybody may want to finish second for all I know.
Right.
So, but they've been doing that. We've got some great service leaders that get that. We we actually have tweaked some things. We've got what we call major account reps that in healthcare, because it's a little bit different, where all they're doing now is going to see customers, building relationships.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
fabulous.
and to give us more time. So we had a huge one that we got out of healthcare. I think Jack Tatum was the one that led that. Herman Memorial. I mean, gigantic.
Yeah.
And it's been kind of in the, hey, we're going to get it, but when you don't have it under paper, it's nerve-wracking, because it was, I mean, one of our largest accounts we have.
And longer sales cycles too. So a lot of time and effort has been put into it.
And he went out and he renewed that for us, secured it.
That's awesome.
And that's probably been one of our biggest wins on the renewal side that we've had, but as a single. But I mean, every quarter we're knocking them down. Our rock team, I'll tell you this, do a great job. Jeremy and Todd helping make sure that we're focused and driving those things. So it truly is incredible about the teamwork that's coming together.
That's nice to see. That's great. So we are in July now, almost at the end of July, surprisingly. And so we've still got, several months left, a lot of challenges ahead in terms of goals that we've set up for ourselves. How is your region tackling that back half of the year?
Well, I will say this, our region is focused because we have had some stumbling blocks outside our control. We just had a hurricane. And I'd be amiss if I didn't say what a great example of teamwork that was. Yeah. I had 4 plants in Houston that were impacted, up to a week without power. And everybody in our region stepped up, took pieces, had ideas on how to get it going, so that we could service the customer. Yeah. And why is that important? Because it's growth. At the end of the day, if we don't service the customer and they wake up from this or come out of this, they say, we don't want to do business with y'all. Y'all left us hanging, right?
Right. So, or that we're so fragile that we don't have enough resiliency to and we have so many, we are so dense in the Houston market.
Yeah.
If we can't pick it up there, what other market has that redundancy?
That's right.
So that's great.
So the back half of the year is, hey, how can we minimize that impact? Because it did sting us. I mean,
I bet.
July is going to be hard for us, but all our guys are like, look, we've got this. We're going to come back from that. They're all committed to, and they focus on the budget, delivering the budget. When I say that, not only, but the top line, bottom line, they know where they need to be. So we're gonna do the best we can to make this happen. But we're also going to start building for next year.
Well, and viewing every opportunity as foundational, even if it's not, would it be nice if it came through this month, this quarter, this year? Of course. But it doesn't mean that you don't stop looking further down the road and do that work anyway to set yourself up for.
And I think that's the most successful teams that you ever have. They're not living in the moment.
Right.
They're
playing the long game.
Yeah, they play the long game. I always tell people there's a difference playing checkers and chess. I need chess players. I need people that are figuring out where we can get to in 3 moves, 4 moves. Not just the one that's right in front of you.
Right. So it sounds like you probably already have this well in hand, but we've talked a lot about focus and accountability being so important to us, meeting this growth as our water initiative. So what does good focus and accountability look like for you and your teams?
Well, we scoreboard a lot of things. We monitor and measure.
It's the sportsman in you, I
guess so. So that's the thing that I tell our guys is monitor and measure. So we monitor any kind of result, we measure it, and then we take action on, how we're doing against it. So I would say if the biggest part of accountability is have something in place that you can review, have something in place that people can see how they're performing and deal with it. Now, the opposite of that is, because we have a lot of boards in the Region 7, and they update with renewals, top customers, route sales. We have the best of the best. We do it, and we have that up. If you don't use them, take it down. If you have this great idea of this is what you're going to measure, and you do it for a week or 2 and you quit doing it, take it down, because that sends a message of it's not important.
That's right. And not in the focus.
Not in the focus.
Yeah.
And I think Jim Kern said yesterday, there's people that think, well, Growth Star Water is probably a passing, fancy, shiny pots and pans.
Yeah, bell-bottom jeans.
Yeah, so, but I can tell you, it's not. It's the blood of this organization.
Yeah.
And if we're not growing, we don't want to just hang on. We want to grow and take a lot of this market. And there's truly a need The other thing I would say on the accountability and a focus on that is talent. We have got to bring more talent into this organization. I mean, if there's one thing that I would say that holds us back is lack of talent. And that's not picking on the people that are here or whatever. But I mean, you've got to have
it's volume of talent, right? It's not that the people we have are not talented.
Exactly.
So we need greater volume of talent for the headwinds in
Always
front of us.
be recruiting.
Yeah.
When you're out and you have great service, that's somebody that needs to come to work for us.
That's right. Yeah.
So always be recruiting. And some of the best things that's ever happened to me and our organization is when we bring talent in and have people that try to figure it out. And
you can pick up gains faster that way,
Absolutely.
right? You kind of jettison forward maybe a year or a few years by mixing the culture faster by bringing in some different pieces.
We want to raise our own too, right?
Yeah,
I mean,
absolutely.
we don't want to take people from Centos and UniFirst and keep bringing them in here because the culture isn't built. It's kind of like I'll use a football analogy. You can do one or two things.
I was hoping you would.
I know, right?
Sad if you did.
You can go out and get high school kids and you can bring them into your program, and all they'll do is believe in that program, right? Or you can go get a bunch of JUCO guys that you just plug in and you keep them for a year. You might win some games, but the culture is never there.
Right.
It's not sustainable.
Right.
So we want to bring in the recruits that we can raise up in this business that understand it and bleed green at the end of the day.
Yeah.
And so that's the challenge that we have to do to make sure we get this growth thing really rolling.
Well, I think bleeding green is a great place for us to stop this. So I want to thank you for your time today and sharing some of your thoughts with you. And we look forward to seeing what Region 7 does or Texas Region does for the rest of the year.
Sounds good. Thank you, Dana.
Thanks.
You bet.
That's all for today's episode of the It Pays to Keep Clean podcast. Thank you for joining us on this journey through the world of Alsco uniforms, where we explore the growth and challenges in our industry. Tune in next time for more industry insights, growth strategies, and tales from the field. If you've enjoyed our time together, please leave us a rating and review on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you listen to your podcasts. If you want to learn more about our services, visit us at alsco.com. From all of us here at the It Pays to Keep Clean podcast at Alsco Uniforms, thank you for listening. Stay safe, stay clean, and we'll see you in the next episode.